David in Psalm 51, verse 5, after he had committed a horrible sin, actually horrible sins, he's talking to God, asking for forgiveness, and he makes this confession, "For I was born a sinner." Yes, from the moment my mother conceived me. David said, it's not just an issue that I did the wrong thing. The issue is that I am wrong. I am a sinner. I was born a sinner. The Apostle Paul helps us to understand this didn't just apply to David, but to all of us. He says, when Adam sinned, the first man, when Adam sinned, sin entered the world. Adam's sin brought death, so death spread to how many people? To everyone, for everyone sinned. And so now we're included, not just in the picture with David having described himself being born in or conceived in sin, but we all are sinners. As he says, Paul says in Romans chapter 3, verse 10, as it is written and forever remains written, there is none righteous, none that meets God's standards, not even one. Not a single one of us can approach God and say, God, we're right with you in our own nature, our own abilities, and our own character. Because all of us by nature are sinful. God is holy and we're sinful. God is light and we come into the world afflicted with darkness. Romans 3:23, just a few verses beyond verse 10, for everyone has sinned, and we all fall short of God's glorious standards. Now, why is this so important? Why is it important to understand sin? It's important to grasp the concept and the experience and the reality of sin, because if we don't understand what is underlying all of our personal and relational and societal struggles, we'll try to cure the wrong disease. And no one ever gets well if they're treating the wrong disease. If you have a terrible disease and you go to the doctor and the doctor treats you for something you don't even have, you'll never get well. What you want to do is go to a doctor who has the capacity, first and foremost, to diagnose well what's going on with you. A diagnostician that says, I know exactly what's going on with you, and now also here's the cure that will help you. And many people are trying to solve their problems, but they're going to the wrong doctor. They're going to the wrong medicine. They're trying to find a way to solve issues in their own lives, in their relationships, and the societal dimensions of life, and they don't realize the real problem. So no one ever gets well if you're treating the wrong disease. And the real disease that afflicts us personally, that afflicts us in our marriages and our relationships and every realm of our life is this disease called S-I-N. It's called sin. And what is sin? Let me give you some descriptions of sin. First of all, it is an evil, rebellious nature in us that's bent on disobeying God.